Hello everybody, this is Kyrix with another edition of This Week in Kyrix. Today is Wednesday, September 14th of 2016. And, oh my god, I'm sunburned. I'm so fucking sunburned. It's not bad sunburn, but it's sunburn, and that's not something I should really be in the middle of. But I am, and I'm not happy about it. But yeah, basically, it's been a week of just being on the bike. You know, I went to my friend's house, got the bike fixed, which I might have discussed. Went to Mom's house, hung out there a short time, and then I had all sorts of errands to run. I want to say that this all happened last Wednesday, and then it was Thursday or Friday, I basically had to go up to GameStop and get Pokemon Sun reserved, and then... Long story short, I've spent the entire 3 or 4 days of the weekend just on the bike and out of the house and doing all sorts of errands and shit, and it sucked. Specifically, I had a thing that Anubis and I were both going to go to, and only I made it to, because he ended up with a flat tire. There is Emerald City near us was having a thing that I only found out because I happened to be going to my friend's house, or rather coming from my friend's house, in fact. And just, I think corn is a thing, but I don't remember. But basically I was coming from my friend's house, you know, like you do. And, how about I get my train of thought under control? Coming from my friend's house to my mother's house, and I happened to pass Emerald City. It had moved to a new location that happened to be semi-near the house. I can get there in like an hour on the bike. That's close, right? Anyway, I happened to pass and was like, hey, this Sunday, you know, September 11th, we're going to have Goku and Vegeta here. And I'm thinking, oh, are they going to have Chris Sabat and Sean Schimmel? I think it's the Goku one. And I looked it up online, and it didn't say much. And I'm thinking, well, there's 4 possibilities. Well, there's 5 possibilities that come immediately to mind. Number 1 is they're going to have Chris Sabat and Sean Schimmel, which are the Funimation English voice actors. They could have had the voice actors from whatever the release was before Funimation. I think it was Pioneer. That's less likely, but possible. They could have had the Japanese voice actors, which I consider incredibly unlikely, but possible. They could have, you know... Shit. The what's it? Oh, I'm going to Clint anyway. They could have had, you know, Lanny and, who is it? Lanny Pator and... Oh, I guess it is Moscow X. I kept saying Moscow X. I'm like, no, it's not Moscow. I was thinking it was Taka, but no, Taka's Nappa. But I'm thinking, no, that's not likely just because Masako lives in fucking England. And I really don't see Emerald City fronting the bill to fly him to America just for one afternoon for 4 hours. And of course, the 5th possibility is, hey, maybe they got some cosplayers. Yeah, unless... Granted, I didn't talk to them, but I overheard... basically, I think they were cosplayers. I think they were just cosplayers, which means that was a wasted trip. A trip that got my ass sunburned. And cost me $2. Not for bus fare, for a drink and a frickin' Crunch Bar because I was dehydrated and hungry. And I think I got like a Zephyr Hills bottle of water and like a Nestle Crunch Bar. Just because that was what I had access to at the time. And I didn't want to spend a lot of money because it was a fucking CVS, but... Anyway. Ooh, that's some good shit right there. I'm gonna make some use out of that. That's one of the worst things you could find in Geode, is just an ordinary stone. Ooh, some clay. Ah, okay. Oh, wait, Mr. Sir. Yeah, 45, that'll crack me almost 2 geodes. Almost 2. Ooh. I'm on my time, I can be a dick if I wanna. Yay, new reward of some sort. I'll come get my rewards at a later time. Right now I got shit to do. But, yeah, that was just a waste of time. On the meanwhile, I have been recording episodes of Guns of the Patriots, and I actually had a glitch that made me temporarily rage quit. Which, I hate when that happens, but sometimes you just can't avoid it, you know? Sometimes games just hate you, and this is one of those times. But, me and Jay should be doing some stuff soon, possibly me and Eisen. Me and Sammy were actually supposed to do stuff today. I gotta get a hold of her later. After this, probably do some, at least watch some anime, if not record some. Well, not anime, but... Well, there is that mystery anime that I've been wanting her to see. I kept joking with her that it would destroy Adam as a person if he were to see it. I'm like, I don't think he can handle the mystery of this anime. And she has not even the slightest inkling of what this anime is. And I've attempted to record my secret Pokemon project as well. And I've run into a couple snags along the way. Recording will resume fairly soon. Possibly even tonight. It's just a thing that I've kind of had to hold back on a little bit. You know, I mean, it's not that I'm putting it off forever, I'm just putting it off for the moment, that's all. Because, you know, I do have shit to do with it. But that and Platinum will be recorded fairly soon again. Well, that's good stuff. Don't know why I didn't just crack those sooner. I, for one, am fine getting ores. Ores is good people. But yeah, there's lots of recording I have to do. I've been reading up on webcomics that I have not been keeping up with for ages. The last time I made any serious attempt to get updated on them was back at the apartment, you know? Just to show you how long it's been. Back when I had my own internet before moving here. Kind of thing. What, is that not feasible or something? There we go. Don't worry, I'll collect my rewards from him soon enough. So yeah, I've got Metal Gear in the works. Sorry, pup. I've got Pokemon in the works. I actually teased the idea on a small scale, at least. I have no idea if it's something that will ever see the light of day. Of possibly doing Friends of Mineral Town Harvest Moon, which is just like Back to Nature with some differences. And of course, the recording setup would be vastly different, to say the least. I mean, that much goes without saying that I would record them differently. No more of this 1 week bullshit. This would just be, okay, I'm gonna do this, and that's all I'm doing here. You know, like set it up to do maybe half an hour to an hour each session, and if I go a little over, I just finish the day. You know, I just go until I finish the day kind of thing. Which is basically what I would be looking at if I did Magical Melodies. Which I want to do, it's only a matter of if and when I do it. You know, I have the means to do it, I just might not, that's all. Oh, all that clay. So much good clay. Okay, we're done. Finally processed all those fucking geodes. Okay. Alright, let's go turn in the stuff that I can turn in, and then collect the things that I can collect. Only 2 new things? Well, that sucks. Okay, see if there's any of these that I want to sell, like immediately kind of things. Okay, that I can sell. That I can sell. Yep. I don't think any of these things really have another purpose other than just, hey, I'm gonna sell this. Fuck it, I've got other ones. So yeah, I pretty much made my money back from all the geodes at least. What do you sell again? Ice cream. That's the thing. Hello, pretty blonde girl. So, I've also been getting semi-up-to-date on the Attack on Titan manga. Like, I have, like, the first 14 volumes, and then I read the most recent 3 chapters. I've been checking Mangastorian, which does the complete series. He's actually caught up to where I am. But next week's thing, he should do one that I haven't read yet. I'm trying to basically fill in the gaps that I have. Which, you know, it happens. Okay, this is weird shit, so weird shit goes in here. What's in here? Dungeon shit. Prop shit. Farm shit. Perfect. How much clay? Ooh! I think I almost have enough clay. I think I need 2 more clay before I can do that, but that's still cool. I wish these things would hurry. I don't think they'll be done before, you know, the day is over kind of thing. And by the day is over, I mean before the shop's closed, because I'm pretty sure his shop closes at 4. So even if they finish now, I don't think I can get there in time. I do like that I don't have to worry about accidentally dropping stuff like I do in Harvest Moon. Like, oops, I accidentally threw that 500 gold piece of crop that I had. Why do blacksmiths always close so early in these games? You two having fun? The dog actually had a little adventure yesterday. Took her with me to the vet. And then to my mom's house to see Mom. Mom wanted to see the dog. Because Mom likes the dog. She keeps trying to get the dog from me. I keep telling her I can't give you the dog. That's not my dog. That's the cat's dog. Which is pretty close to the truth. That's Willow's dog. Willow would be heartbroken if she didn't have that dog here anymore. And I can't do that to her. She's a good girl. Plus, for some reason, the dog likes me. And I don't know why. I'm not evil to the dog, but I'm not necessarily nice to her either the way I am with the cats, because I'm a cat person. I'm not a dog person. I don't hate the dog, I'm not cruel to the dog, but I'm not... I don't do things that would make the dog absolutely adore me like I do with the cats. Yup, close the door. That being said, I do cuddle the dog, I do pet her, I do play with her, I walk her. And when it's possible, like when I'm going a place that I can take her, I tend to take her with me. But so few places around here allow dogs inside, so she usually stays home. I think that sea urchin's part of like the dye pack or something. Who the fuck uses the sea urchin to dye things? Man, those two are really having fun over there. That's a thing, that shell. I think it's for something as well, but I don't remember what. Maybe I'll just use it to make a prison dress. I wonder how many people even get that reference. I haven't done that game yet. I will, though. I'm gonna do that game 3 times, in fact. Try and basically run through all the endings and such. Don't you tear my sheets up, cat. I sleep in those. No, didn't think so. I think I've already got the crab pot, so... What's this I want? Oh, frozen geode shit. Wish I'd known that, I'd have kept it. Well, I guess that's my fault, isn't it? Enough! Rio, I will fucking pop you. Quit growling at her, she's not doing anything to you. She just happens to be near you, and that's one of your friends, so quit giving her mixed signals. I hate when the cat does that. Some days she loves Willow. She'll go over and she'll groom her. She'll play with her. She'll instigate play. She'll instigate grooming. And other days, if she gets within 10 feet of her, she does. That cat is such a moody bitch, and I wish she'd stop doing that. It's not good for her, and it's not good for Willow. What are you growling at, you little beast? For those who don't know, she's growling at the cat, because the cat's hiding from her. I'm not being mean to the dog, I'm just teasing her. Quite a few of those, actually. Okay. Alright, we're going to work on a silver axe, so I can unlock those last couple of things, start getting some hardwoods, that kind of thing. Oh, good. I don't have to do as much tomorrow. Oh. I has harvest plants of a sort and a nature. Well, it finally happened. There's finally a game I want on the PS4. Now I want a PS4 to get Attack on Titan, so I can do a Let's Play of that. And play it recreationally, of course. In the past couple weeks, I have been just toying with the idea in my own head of really starting to just run with my Patreon channel. You know, to really let it be a thing. Start, you know, plugging it, start saying, hey, I kind of need the money, help me out, etc. This will help me do things for you, help me do things for me, kind of thing. The problem is just picking when to start, you know? Because it just... I don't know, it just feels weird begging for money, which is effectively what I'm doing. I know it's not begging, but it's basically begging. And it's really stupid of me to have that mindset, because this is, again, I've said it in a couple other things, this is basically a product that I'm putting out for free at the moment, you know, and it's not completely horrible to at least want something for it, you know. Oh, that was the thing I actually wanted. I mean, I can understand people not thinking I should be paid for it, but... I mean, that's part of the reason why it's a Patreon thing and not a monetizing thing. I mean, if I can get something as simple as 25 people giving me $1 per project, which basically amounts to $1 a day each day of the month, you know, at that point, I am... Oh, fuck, I don't think I have tuna. But I mean, at that point, I am literally making my check on 31 days months. Well, I'm making more than my check. And I'm making 700 in February, and, you know, it's just... At that point, I would have the money to just really take my channel somewhere, you know? I mean, first and foremost, I gotta do a couple things, like I gotta pay off Scott so that I don't have them up my ass ever again, you know? Not that... You know, I should phrase that differently. It's not that Scott's up my ass about anything, really. You know, I get a call the day before to remind me, hey, you gotta bring us the money you promised, you know? And without them, I wouldn't be able to do any of the things I do, because I'd be short $100-something each month. But, I don't like the fact that I have to keep going up and giving them $166, and then literally the next day going out and pulling out $150. You know, it's not only am I losing $16 a month, it's the stress factor of it, you know? And then there's the fact that on top of that, I am also basically... every 3 months I gotta go and pull out more checks, because I just get the little counter checks, because I don't cash checks enough or use checks enough to actually get a checkbook. So I mean, that would be one of the first things Patreon did. One of the second things Patreon did would be to get me a 3DS capture card, and then after that, things like getting a new computer. You know, like I would need a new 3DS, because even if mine wasn't currently having issues, and it is, I actually have to, fairly soon, try and get an estimate for how much it would cost to fix my bottom screen, because my bottom screen's all kinds of fucked up right now. But I'd still want one just for Let's Play, so I don't have to worry about, oh, I'm taking this somewhere, because mine doesn't hold a battery charge the way it used to. You know, the bottom screen's messed up, I don't have an actual stylus for it, there's so many things. There we go, perfect. Steel axe. Oh yeah. But yeah, once the 3DS and the 3DS capture card is in place, I can start upgrading the computer. And when I get an upgraded computer, I can start doing better Let's Plays. Just better quality, no more lag, because the processor and the RAM would just be insane on the thing, you know? I would have an actual huge monitor. I mean, the laptop monitor isn't bad, but I mean, I would get this thing like a nice flat screen monitor or something that I can plug into that you can see throughout the room, which would lead to the next step, getting actual microphones for everybody and linking them up so that I can, oops, no. So I can have, say, Anubis and all my other friends up here to do these recordings, and we don't have to cuddle, which is effectively what we have to do now. We all have to kind of sit right next to each other, hip to hip, just to see the screen and to be heard. Whereas if I get a better computer, we'll have a big screen so we can see it from all over the room. I can bring little chairs in here, little folding chairs or some shit, and we can sit everywhere. I can sit at the desk, one of them sits on the bed, one gets a folding chair. We can see, we'll all have our own microphones, so that will be picked up that way, you know. And I can finally do big Let's Plays. Like, I can get 4 people over here, or 3 people over here, and we'll do Tales of Symphonia. We'll do Marvel Ultimate Alliance. We will do fucking X-Men Legends. We'll do all those games together. 4 players, you know. If Patreon continues bringing in money, at that point I can do things like, I can stream games as well. Like, I can get Sammy and a couple other friends and go online and do Little Big Planet. All of those games. I can also, for some games like, say, the Ninja Turtles game, I can get extra PS3s for things like that, you know? I mean, obviously, some of my friends are going to have their own, but I mean, have an extra or 2 for that. I want to be able to get a PS4 to be able to get Attack on Titan and some other games like Xenoverse 2, you know? Of course, at that point, I'd probably want to get Xenoverse 1 for PS4 so I can carry over all my other shit. But you know what I'm saying. It's just, I want to take this channel beyond what I can do with 20 bucks a month, which is effectively what I have to work with. Because right now, at best, I'm looking at being able to set aside like $20 a month. And let's face facts, 20 bucks a month ain't doing shit. You know? At best, I can get a 3DS game every 2 months at that point. And since I don't have a capture card for it, that's meaningless. So I want to improve. I want to go beyond what I can do now. I want to keep getting better. I mean, if I pulled in money at that point, I could also... Oh, that's another tree. But is that a big fat woodpecker that for some reason is afraid of me? No, another thing I could do at that point is I might be able to find someone to pay to say, hey, can you start editing my videos? Or, hey, you're an artist. Can I commission you to start doing thumbnails for my videos? It's just a thing where if I could start pulling in any kind of money, whether it be a job, lotto wins, or Patreon, I could start making huge improvements on this channel bit by bit. And I want to do that, you know. I might actually, depending on, we're kind of trying something right now. We're trying putting just the dog on the flea meds to see if her immunity is enough to keep the cats flea-free as well. And if that works out, I might not have to keep buying the cat's flea meds. I might just be able to get the dog, which will open up like, like $50 to $60 a month. Which would be necessary. Just, in a word, fucking necessary to get shit done. You know, to be able to do things, to be able to do pretty much anything that I need to do. So, that's a thing. Hopefully that will be a thing, rather. We're moving now. And if that damages some of these, so fucking be it. I want to see what I planted and where. Actually, I think the museum might still be... No, fuck it, we're not gonna chance it. So, yeah. I basically gotta work up the urge. Not the urge, I have the urge. I gotta work up the nerve to start at the end of every video like, hey, check out my Patreon. I could really use the support. One of the problems is I have to basically manually add everything to the paid section of Patreon. And by manually add, I mean I basically have to copy the links and shit, which, if I can start getting Patreon, if my Patreon account starts becoming a thing, to the point where people will actually donate to it, you know, then I will just make a daily link thing. I will just make a word processor file, just says, hey, these are the important links that you need to worry about, you know? Like, oh, today's the 14th of November. Let me put the 14th of November link up. And just put that in my Patreon and be done with it. That kind of thing. Because if that's what I gotta do, that's what I will totally do. I mean, hey, if it saves my channel, right? Don't necessarily think I have enough, but I'm gonna see if I have enough clay. I think I need 10 clay. But 8 might be enough. Hell, 5 might be enough, but I think it's 10. I'd almost bet money that it's 10. But, yeah. I just wished that I was in a situation where I never had to ask for Patreon money, or any kind of money. Just to have it myself, you know? To be completely self-sufficient would be just the best thing in the world to me. But aside from the lottery fantasy of winning, oh, here's the 10,000 a week for life, just don't see that shit happening for me. I wish it would. See, that's the thing. I don't even necessarily care if I'm rich. I don't want to be rich for the sake of being rich. I want to be rich for the sake of being able to run my channel properly. You know? I mean, hell, on this, and I think on Harvest Moon, I've talked about my rich fantasy, my lotto fantasy. It's to have the materials I need to make this channel awesome, and the ability to employ my friends, so that they can do the same shit that I do, for fun, and not have to worry about getting a job anymore. You know, like, oh, I gotta be at work. You are at work. Play video games, you know? I'd also love to make enough money that I could, in addition to keeping money in the bank for the future, be able to start investing, you know? Be able to buy up things that will make me money, you know? Like, while this wouldn't exactly be choice one, I used the example to a friend, like, just buy a McDonald's, you know? Tell them, keep doing what you're doing, just, I get some money now, you know? That kind of thing. More likely what I would actually do is open up the gaming store and or restaurant that me and my friend have talked about for years, if I had that kind of money. I'd basically finance that so that was a thing that we could finally open. Or even get him his lawn care company that he wanted so bad and just say, hey, just cut me in on the profit. That's all I ask, you know? Other than that, mostly what I've been doing is just arguing the comment sections of YouTube because I just have that masochistic streak in me, I guess. Jay can't figure out why I do it. He's like, you should know better. I'm like, I should, but I don't. It's something to pass the time, I guess. Get me some more silver. That's totally a thing I need right now. I still don't know why in almost every video game, gold equipment is always so good. It's not the best, but it's always good, you know? But in reality, it would be horrible. I mean, it's not as useful, let's say. Sure, I'll put this glow ring on just for the sake of wearing more stuff. Or getting more stuff, rather. I mean, it's not as useful as iron. It's fucking heavy. So if anything, even if it were better results, you'd be using more energy to use it, you know? So I don't know why gold was the thing in video games. We'll go down one more floor and then go back to the surface for air, so to speak. I just decided recently to recreationally play Metroid or AM2R again, just for fun. And I've been playing FTL again just for fun. I love that game, and I really haven't played it nearly enough. It's been a long time since I fired that thing up, and I just got the urge again recently. Like, fuck it, let's play some FTL. That's something I haven't touched in a while. Yeah, I mentioned that I had been rereading some old webcomics. One of them is broken up into distinct story arcs on the page. You can like, oh, go to this story arc, go to this subchapter of the story arc. And my friend happened to mention, it was Jay, of course. It's like, oh, I need to do an archive binge of that someday again. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to gather them up into a big CBR file so that whenever I want, I can do an archive binge too. The problem is, this webcomic occasionally breaks shit up with guest comics, Q&A comics, and just non-canon shit that has nothing to do with it, and most webcomics do. I mean, most webcomics that follow a linear story will have moments where the artist is like, no, I'm taking the week off, so with the next 7 comics you're going to get her from this guy, you know, or just random people, or fans, or whatever. And those just don't do it for me. So I basically have 2 versions of these. One with those, and one without them. I call them the cut and the uncut versions, because that's what they are. So that's a thing. You may have grapes. So basically, next time I want to do an archive binge, I just open up, oh, here's book 1, let's read this. Oh, let's read the cut version, so no more Q&A. There's a coupe, don't want a coupe. Well, I want a coupe, but I don't, like, there's nothing to do with it yet. Yup, 10 clay. I don't have the copper anymore anyway, because I kind of sold it. But that's okay. So yeah, I've just been, yeah, it took me a couple hours just to get caught up. Not necessarily to get caught up, but to remember what comics I used to read, remember where I left off, and then get caught up to where I am now. And it's a shame, because there are some that I used to read daily, and now I haven't touched them. And there's a couple I haven't touched in years, like Darts and Droids. I used to love to read that one all the time. I can't even remember the last time I looked at it. Which is really sad, because it's a really good one. Honestly, for all I know, they've run out of the main stuff in Darts and Droids now. I could be wrong, though. I have been before. This the one? This is the one. Okay, cool. Put that in there. Is this the one, Quality Crops? Okay, no. So, I need to go back and archive binge that thing as well. The problem is there's so many comics in each chapter that I couldn't necessarily do what I'm doing here. Like, just as an example, the webcomic that I'm doing this with, there's like 125 comics in the first one. I mean, there's less in the cut version. There's like, say, 110 or so, but that's still 100 pages. That's a lot. And there are some arcs that are they go on forever. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised me if there was one that I'm going to need to break up into 2 halves or something. But I'm probably going to call it after this particular day, because I haven't really done much this week, and I do have other things I have to do. Like, I gotta walk the dog, I gotta get some more lemonade, I've got other recordings to do, I gotta try and watch stuff with friends, and it's already almost 10 o'clock, so. Silver time. Anyway, I will catch you all next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.